So as the article says, these sort of driving assisting AI programs have been out for a long time in one way or another. But with generative AI, these sort of programs are starting to cross over boundaries that may need a little bit more time to adapt to or develop, right? So basically, Tesla and Volvo in the article have made these programs that really do help drivers drive. They keep you in the lane. They slow down or speed up depending on who's around you. They make sure to avoid, collision avoidance, even stop at stop signs, switch lanes if you need to switch lanes, all with minimal contact from a human driver. This has led to people, obviously, taking advantage of it by becoming distracted while driving. If the car is doing, especially on a highway, 80% of your driving or more, then, well, why are you needing to pay attention? And drivers quickly realize this, allowing them to bring out their phones, talk, eat, stop looking at the road and stop interacting with their vehicle because they think that it will just drive itself. And by and large, they do drive themselves until they can't or don't. Probably they don't choose not to. It's just their programming is not, doesn't cover that specific situation, right? They're not that generative. And they get into accidents, even causing, I believe, death recently. Well, by recently, I mean since AI driving programs have come out, or at least injury and possible, really terrible collisions that could happen in the future. So some safety institutes have kind of researched that and found people who drive in these cars become significantly more easily distracted or distracted completely than people who do not have these, causing basically them to, request, because I don't think they have the power to make Tesla and Volvo do this, but request them to kind of do their own research, redevelop, and figure out how they can make sure the driver is paying attention during the entire trip rather than just when they have to turn a wheel every few minutes.
Yes, it sounds totally logical to me when I think about it. If you don't have to pay attention, of course you're going to take the opportunity to do something else quickly. Humans love multitasking, especially on long car journeys.
Yeah, it's true. It's unfortunate, but true.
But I don't know how they're going to make them pay attention. How can you make someone pay attention?
When I was driving a Toyota, I'll just say the name because we're saying all the names in this article apparently. I was driving a Toyota in America and it did have a lot of assistive programs. I could take my hands off the wheel and not pay attention, and on the highway it would easily drive in that lane for however long. However, without any sort of movement from my hands or anywhere on the body, it would tell me within, I believe, 30 to 45 seconds, this helping program is going to end. You must put your hands on the wheel. We will not drive for you. Basically.
Your turn now.
I was like, oh, that makes sense. So as long as your hand's on the wheel, making slight movements, then it continues on.
I see.
Yeah. So what do you think about this? You're really excited for this full auto car driving you, don't even have a wheel. You're just sitting in the car, drinking your favorite Cosmopolitan and
gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic, there we go. Especially in the summertime, AC on.
Rooftop down.
Yeah. Woo. What do you feel about these partially automated driving systems?
Not good enough. Come on. I can't manage with half and half. I can't drive at all. So this is kind of useless to me. And it sounds like, a bit useless, halfway house. I mean, maybe, if you've got to still concentrate fully on the whole driving experience, why not just drive yourself? This is just a distraction.
Yeah.
Right?
It kind of feels like that.
What's the benefit? Okay, you can go, my hands are not touching the wheel.
And then go back.
And then 2 seconds later you have to, just in case. And it's a bit useless, right?
I've always thought that too. half it, do it. You know what I was trying to say.
I do.
Yeah, I don't half do it. Like either do the whole thing or keep it at a minimal level, just helping the driver in minimal ways rather than in major ways. Now, when you're talking with your family or when you're observing the driver that's driving you, what have you seen that distracts them the most usually?
It's probably talking. That's the most distracting because, you know, obviously, I think great drivers, they'll keep talking with their eyes fully on the road. But, you know, the ones that perhaps are not the best drivers in the world, it's so easy to just, oh, no, you know, to turn or to look away. And or when you're asking for someone to remember something, you know, you can see their memory like working away and they're not paying their full attention to the road. And, I mean, I've never been in an accident, but to me that looks the most distracting.
Yeah, I think that's one of the bigger distractors, along with cell phones.
Well, I think most, because, all right, in America, do they have that system where your phone is attached to the car? So if somebody calls, you just press a button on the steering wheel and you can hear, so you're still just talking, but to somebody on the phone, which is totally legal.
Yeah, that's completely fine. They started making cordless phone calls a necessity, or like hands-free phone calls a necessity not too long ago. Yeah, but I'm talking more like watching YouTube.
Oh, right. Oh, God, I've seen a bit of that in Korea. The taxi drivers.
Oh, well then, with that exceedingly worrisome remark, let's go ahead and look at our vocabulary. Try to use it in your everyday English and when you talk about AI, because you will talk about AI soon, I'm sure. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Partial.
Partial.
Conduct.
Conduct.
Attentive.
Attentive.
Regulate.
Regulate.
Adapt.
Adapt.